Hello, coolers. Welcome back to Viva Barca and welcome to the home of everything Barcelona, where we are going to be discussing on some interesting stories. We start with Ansu Fati, as manager Xavi is reportedly fully confident that the Barca prodigy will return to his very best level after injury ordeals. We are going to be discussing on that as we progress. Then secondly, talking about Lionel Messi, as it has been reported that Messi wants to leave PSG in 2023 and he will not return to Barca if Gerard Pique is at the club. We are also going to be discussing on that. So guys, as we get right into it in much detail, please do ensure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Turn on the post bell notification to always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Consider liking the video and please watch it right up to the very end. Ansu Fati has had to go through some very difficult times at the present nascent stage of his career due to injuries. The 19-year-old Barca star missed large chunks of the last two seasons because of major injuries, and it has had an effect on how he's being used in the ongoing campaign, as Barcelona are erring on the side of caution with their crown jewel. Indeed, Xavi has handed Fati just one start in all competitions this season, as he and his staff plan to ease the teenager back into action, even though he is physically fully fit. Reports have indicated that the Spaniard has been producing good results in tests to determine physical parameters. However, his speed is still not up to the mark, while he has also had to deal with the mental side of things given the setbacks he has faced. The accent from the Spanish national team for the UEFA Nations League fixtures this month only piled on the teenager's ordeals. Despite all that, a report from Mundo Deportivo states that manager Xavi is fully confident that Fati will rediscover his best level soon and is making sure that the 19-year-old is supported through this difficult period. The report states that Xavi is involved in regular conversations with the La Masia graduate on a daily basis, during which he tried to make the youngster understand that the process being followed is for his own best. The Barcelona legend is believed to have told Ansu Fati that at 19, he still has his entire career ahead of him, and it is important for him to recover fully without rushing himself into action and risking injuries. But the possibility of missing out on the Spain squad for the FIFA World Cup in November after this month's exclusion is something that is troubling Ansu Fati a lot. The report states that, and Xavi has had to say on top of the teenager to ensure that he does not get discouraged. Fati is a generational talent, we all know that, with a bright future ahead of him, and it is so important for him to give time to his own recovery process, even though it can be frustrating like any other person can think about, and knowing that he has the backing and trust of the manager and the club as well as a whole, this will certainly boost his confidence, right? So I think for Ansu Fati, rather frustrating to see how things are going for him, but I think it is for his own best interest for the long run. He's still 19, as Xavi rightly says. He has a lot of years ahead of him. He's still young, so let's see how it's going to look like when it comes to managing his injury at the club. Of course, we got the report when Enrique omitted him from the squad list for the UEFA Nations League this international break. They said Ansu Fati was not happy. He feels so sad that he's not called, and understandably, he was also very sad for the fact that just might be he will not be called for the World Cup squad for Spain. Which is something that Luis Enrique yesterday was even asked in the media after the 1-0 win over Portugal. Of course, Enrique acted professionally, saying that he needs to see Ansu Fati play more for Barca. He needs to see it, because from what he have been seeing, Ansu Fati have not been playing a lot. Of course, Ansu Fati have had a very small game time. Of course, we know coaches like to call players who play a lot in their clubs. But let's just see, now that we have the month of October coming and we know the kind of packed schedules that we have in our fixture list, it's going to be very easy to see Ansu Fati playing more, because Xavi will need a lot of rotations. We have a lot of depth in our squad, and it is just but normal that with this busy and hectic schedule that we have, 9 games in 4 weeks, Xavi must use players, rotate them to avoid fatigue, and Ansu Fati might just hope that this should come as a big chance for him to impress Luis Enrique in the Spanish national team, so he can be called for the FIFA World Cup in Qatar. Then moving on to the next story of discussion, Lionel Messi has remained a hot topic at FC Barcelona even after his shock exit from Camp Nou last year, with many now expecting him to return to Catalonia following the end of his contract at Paris Saint-Germain. Messi's return or his current contract at PSG expires at the end of the season. There is no doubt that Xavi Hernandez is keen on having him back at the Camp Nou. Speaking on the prospects of Messi's potential return to Barca, journalist Mark Maba has offered key updates on the situation. The La Porteria journalist suggests Messi does not wish to extend his contract at PSG and this will be his last season at the Parc des Princes, claims the journalist. Messi, who had joined PSG last year, has endured a difficult start to life in the Ligue 1, but the Argentine has found his footing in the ongoing season, having been involved in 14 goals in just 11 competitive matches so far this campaign. However, despite his return to form, Messi does not want to continue at PSG beyond 2023, as per Marba. But the journalist suggests the Argentine will not return to Camp Nou if Gerard Pique is still part of the team. Messi's relationship with Pique had deteriorated massively during the last stage of his spell at Barca. The two were not even in talking terms, as one point various reports have suggested. Hence, the departure of Pique could be critical if Barcelona are to bring back their prodigal son next summer. There are reports of the defender potentially joining Atletico Madrid in January, but Barca may decide on its future only after the end of the season. The club have been working hard to rebuild their relationship with Messi after his exit last year. Joan Laporta wants to make his comeback happen, but if the aforementioned report is to be believed, Pique's presence could become an issue. Wow, interesting. Of course, we know that Pique and Messi have not been in best terms ever since the scandal of Bartomeu, and maybe for the fact that Messi leaving the Camp Nou last year was because Gerard Pique refused, or Gerard Pique did not opt to reduce salary until when Messi left, knowing fully well that just the pay cut, if you could have go for the pay cut, Messi could have likely stayed. Then Messi have been so annoyed with Pique because Pique decided to wait when Messi just left, then Pique accepted to take a salary cut. Of course, since then, reports are saying that the two of them are not in talking terms. So a lot have been spoken about Messi potentially returning to Barcelona next season. I don't personally know if that will happen or not, but Laporta is determined to bring Messi back, and Xavi also wants him back, according to reports. And they're saying that Messi would like to return to Barca, but he would not like to return if Pique is available. So let's see actually if that will be the case. Of course, Pique have been linked to Atletico in recent reports. That was yesterday I heard the report. But let's see actually if Pique will leave the club, if Messi will come, or if Messi extend his contract at PSG, because we are still hearing reports that PSG wants to extend his contract, but Messi wants to decide about his future only after the World Cup. So guys, with that, we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, bye bye.